It is time for another theme park coasting top 10 video where we count down the top 10 rides and attractions at theme parks all around the world. So join me today as we count down the top 10 rides at Universal Hollywood. Starting off at number 10, we have Super Swirly Fun Ride. And if you are either a Minions fan or just enjoy heading round on some very funny bugs, then this is a must do. Situated within the Super City Funland of the park, as soon as you enter you will feel immersed in this world famous franchise, and the ride definitely doesn't disappoint either. Like many Dumbo style rides at theme parks around the world, you will head around in circles while also using the lever in front of you to rise up and down. So normally we would not recommend to ride, but with the Minions theming we just can't resist putting this at number 10. The Simpsons Ride is at the number 9 spot, and before you all start yelling at me, just hear me out. Now don't get me wrong, nothing beats a ride based on one of my favourite TV shows ever. But the jam-packed adventure with many of our favourite characters that we see from these POVs is very different to what it is like on ride. Instead of enjoying the scenes, which are pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie, it feels like you are in an itchy and scratchy program with all you worrying about the whole way round is how many bruises you are gonna get when coming off this painful simulator. Nevertheless, if you have a spare moment in your day, it is definitely worth a risk, as it may just be me. It is time for our first roller coaster on the list, as for the number 8 position, we're going to take flight on Flight of the Hippogriff. With it being one of only 2 coasters currently located at the park, it is worth riding for the cred alone. But with the addition of the Harry Potter theming towards the ride, as well as a stunning Hogwarts castle in the background, it just makes it totally magical. A quick tip from us though is to ride at the start of the day, as people often run straight towards Forbidden Journey, and due to there only being one train on this ride, it can build up some seriously long queues as the day goes on. At number 7, we are back with the Minions for the most bananas ride at the park, Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. Out of all the Minion rides at the park, this is the main one, and despite it being a very fun attraction, it has only got one con, but causing it to be at number 7, but we will address that later on. For starters, like all of the rides on the list, the theming is amazing, and if this was a list for the best pre-shows at the park, then it would be easily at number 1, with it being very interactive. Believe it or not though, the ride is where it disappoints, as if you get the front row, your experience will be top 5 or maybe even top 3 worthy, but if you are near the back or in any other seats, well, see for yourself. It is like a big theatre, really ruining the build up in my eyes. However, over time it has definitely grew on me. Ding ding. We are now going to transform from 7 to 6 as we have Transformers to ride. Okay, that was awful, but the ride sure isn't. Personally, I have never actually seen a Transformers film in my life, and this is still one of the best rides at the park, so if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what will. You get the opportunity to jump aboard your very own Transformer and fight alongside Optimus Prime to protect Allspark from the Decepticons. What I particularly love about this ride though is that they do not only use screens but also a lot of scenery pieces, creating the best combination for a ride and therefore making an experience which you will never forget. Top 5 were and coming in for this spot we have Revenge of the Mummy, and if you want to avoid the spoilers then skip to number 4 as this ride has a fair few. Firstly, this is the second roller coaster located at the park, so if you can't tell already, the park has not got the biggest thrills, but this coaster is definitely one which should not be missed, with it actually being pretty intense for a family ride. Elements include launches both forwards and backwards, many turns, airtime hills, in addition to the drop at the end, causing many guests to regret entering the tomb. The question is though, are you brave enough? Have you ever wondered what your pets do when you leave them alone? Well, if so, our number 4 spot, The Secret Lives of Pets off the Leash, will definitely shock you. This is the most recent addition to the park, opening last year, and since its debut it has been a fan favourite. After the highly, and I mean highly, themed queue line, which in my opinion is almost as fun as the ride itself, you will enter into a cardboard box. During your journey, this will then rotate around, giving you the best possible view of all the scenes, from the city to the back alley to even a car, or should I say animal wash. However, what makes it worthy of the top 4 spot is the animatronics, and of course this is a new ride, but it is the standard which I really hope is going to go forward, and if so, God, am I excited for Super Nintendo World. Welcome to Jurassic Park, as for the number 3 position, we, believe it or not, are heading on to my current number 1 water ride in the entire world, Jurassic World The Ride. And as you can probably guess by the name, it is themed towards Jurassic World, so already it is worthy of the number 3 position. But wow is the only thing you will be saying when riding. You are instantly involved in the storyline after rising the lift hill and heading into what I'm going to call the underwater museum, giving you a little bit of a wet surprise. But it does not stop there, as you will encounter many more dinosaurs and some breathtaking landscapes which you will not expect, especially in the centre of Hollywood. Things quickly turn Jurassic though, as some dinosaurs have been set loose in Predator Cove, and it is unfortunately their dinner time. So brace yourself for many jumps and thrills, with the biggest one being the final drop, finishing off the ride with a splash. Expecto Patronus, and we have arrived like magic back at Hogwarts for the number 2 spot, Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, located at 4 of the Universal parks around the world. If you have rode this before over here on Theme Park Coasting, we would recommend heading on the more unique attractions first. But if you have a chance, or if you have never done this ride before, you have to enter into the Hogwarts Castle for your muggle mind to be blown away. There is honestly too many good things to talk about this ride, but in a nutshell, you will head on a very unique ride system which will make it feel like you are flying on a broomstick, and around the ride you will pass many familiar scenes, play a game of Quidditch, and even encounter some Dementors. Do not worry though, as you are now a wizard, and with help from Harry Potter and his friends, you will bring peace back to the wizarding world. We have finally made it to the number 1 position, and for the best ride at the park, we have no other than the world famous Studio Tour. Now, to tell you roughly how good this ride is, if I had to choose between this and all the other rides on the list combined, I would still choose this ride, as it really is like nothing else. This 1-hour studio tour will take you around a real working studio, so no ride is the same, with sometimes you seeing live sets and even world famous actors. If you are not fortunate enough to see that though, this ride will still not disappoint, with you heading around some older film sets such as Jaws Beach, as well as a Kong and Fast and Furious ride without you even leaving the car itself. How cool is that? Honestly though guys, this ride can be hard to find, but it is 100% worth any queue, as a trip to the park would not be complete without a ride on Tram Tour. That is it from our top 10 video today. Obviously you all have your own opinions and we would love to see them in the comment section below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, at the top we have got 2 videos that we know you will love, and at the bottom there is our Patreon page as well as a subscribe button. But with all that said, there is only one thing left to say. My name is Tom Derrick from Theme Park Coasting, and I will see you for the next video. Goodbye.